Thanks, Nuno. Now we're going to take you on the farm tour, and to kick things off, we're going to head to New Morella with Pat.
Welcome to New Morella. We're a free-range egg farm. We produce eggs for CB Alexander Foundation and Tocal. We currently run here approximately 91,000 birds in 5 sheds.
So now we're just heading along Webbers Creek Road. This is a public road that heads along the boundary of Tocal. So Tocal's about 2,200 hectares in size, and we've just come into the actual grazing paddocks in New Morella, where we run our dairy heifers, as you can see here. So we put heifers out here to grow out, getting in preparation to be joined and head back into the milking herd. So we do a lot of pasture work out here, ryegrass, clovers, things like that. We're just coming back in towards the college actual beef section now. So here's one of our bore pumps, so solar pump. It's just pumping out of Webbers Creek, and that pumps up to a tank and then reticulates around to 4 different troughs, just so we've been able to split these paddocks up and keep the cattle out of Webbers Creek. So we're just heading out the back now towards what we call Canobis. And we've got students out here today, been out here all week actually. They've been doing a lot of slashing for the beef section, just getting pastures prepared for the spring rains that we're expecting over the next couple of weeks. So just slashing down the last of sort of the winter feed we've got and getting that summer grass organised so we can get a shoot along, and then we'll probably look at sowing some few fodder crops out in some of these paddocks for the summer. So a few millets and things like that. So here we're just doing the last of the slashing, getting a few missed bits as he goes around. Now, a lot of our tractors actually run on GPS and auto steer, so didn't use it for this job today, but that definitely helps us keep online and gets time efficient use of any implements we're running. So that was slashing out the back. We're just coming back in now. So Tocal's quite a long property. It's about from one side to the other is about 8 k's. I think from the furthest point to the furthest point is nearly 10 kilometres. Sometimes we have quite a bit of driving, and you can see we've got quite an extensive road network that we're travelling around at the moment. So at the moment we're just heading back in past the country to our left is where we sow a lot of winter pastures, and then such as ryegrass again, and then over summer will be sort of a Kaiku dominant sort of situation. So we've put a fair few inputs into them, and that's where a lot of the southern multi-breed herd run across these paddocks. So we're just coming into calving yards now where Mel and a few students are working today. They're just vaccinating and backlining this mob, just part of our normal pest management plan we have at Tocal. So you can see the hydraulic crush here that the students learn to operate, which is just helps improve farm safety and just allows for higher throughput and less operator fatigue. So the students get very proficient on that by the year's finished.
Hi, I'm Mal Burke, beef manager at the college. I'm basically responsible for 300 breeding Brangus cows, 260 southern multi-breed cattle, and 400 ewes and 100 horses. And I hope to see you joining us here next year. Thank you.
So that was Mal. Now we're just looking at, so same to the yards, just looking at a student here with Paul just just putting some cattle up into the force. Okay, and all our students learn low stress stock handling techniques, and they can apply those skills across multiple sets of cattle yards at Tocal. So we have 4 larger set of yards that we use and 2 smaller sets, which just gives them exposure to different types of yards they can maybe come across out in industry. So now we're heading back in towards the campus, and we're going to have one more look at the beef section where George is actually doing some mustering, They're just moving cows and calves around with a few students today, and they're in side by side, so just moving them from one paddock to the next, just part of our pasture rotations. So all students learn the safe handling of side by sides and motorbikes while here.
It's Georgia from the beef section at Tocal. We're just moving some cows and calves today as part of the SMB research project.
What would you normally do on a daily basis, Georgia?
Okay, so daily basis would be checking these cows for calving. We have to weigh them, catch them, tag them, record all their data. They often have to get fed, so that's hay and supplement mix, check their water troughs. Often we're moving cows as well, and sheep as well, so we do sheep. Check them every day as well. These are just cows and calves that are still calving at the moment. We're nearly done, and hope to see you next year at Tocal.
So that was Georgia from the beef section, and we're just going to keep coming back in towards the campus now, where a lot of our prac training happens around our sheds and things like that. But the next thing we're going to look at is the horse course over at the arena.
G'day, I'm Luke, here at Tocal with Certificate 3 in Performance Horse. This is just a day in the life of a Tocal student that's doing the course. Hope to see you next year.
Hi, I'm Chantel. We'll show you a bit about what we do on a daily basis down here. Let's go. So first of all, we've actually got a mare in the crush at the moment. We're looking to do some reproductive treatment with her.
In the round yard, we've got one of our breakers. They're 2-year-old, these horses. Each student here gets allocated a breaker to break in. Get started, we do a lot of groundwork with them to start with. Before we get in the saddle, long reining and that sort of thing, mouthing. These students, as part of the course, do a week session of hoof care and learn the basics of hoof care.
So a quick trip over to the skill shed and we'll see what Jeff's up to. On a normal day, students could do anything in the skill shed, from fencing, 2-wheel motorbikes, 4-wheel quad bikes, side-by-sides, loading and unloading equipment, tractor training, chainsaws. They could learn how to calibrate boom sprays and just basic machinery maintenance needed on a farm.
I'm Jeff. I'm one of the skills trainers at Tocal College. You'll find me in the skills shed, and I'll train you how to do fencing in this area at the back, drive tractors and all other aspects of agriculture. I'll see you when you get here.
Alright, now we're just on our way up to see Kendall and the students on farm skills. So a lot of skills happen here day to day, and today you can see they're really focused on horse training. The farrier just is in today doing a bit of hoof maintenance.
Hi, I'm Kendall. I'm an undergraduate lecturer here at Tocal. Today we're focusing on horses. The farrier's here just doing a few quick trims, ready for us to do some more riding. Kids that will be going are first years that have some have rode before they come here and some haven't.
What other things do you do, Kendall?
A few other things. I do chainsaws, do livestock skills and a bit with the sheep too. After hours we do dog training here, teaching the students to get a dog started so they care and look after our dogs here. We've got people that donate us pups to train them to work stock. So part of it is caring for them plus learning how to work one.
So here's our Certificate 3 in Agriculture students just developing their horse riding skills in our outdoor arena. So they do a lot of practice in here, just becoming competent and familiar with basic horse riding, from saddling horses, walk, trot, canter and those sorts of activities.
G'day, Matt Notley here. I'm the lecturer for Precision Ag and assist with the cropping
Shame we can't have you guys in. You normally see me out in the paddock using technology, spreading, spraying, growing crops and pastures, having a good old time. Hopefully we can see you next year. Now we're on our way to Tokal Dairy to see what happens at a dairy on a day-to-day basis. Tokal Dairy is on the other side of Tokal Road.
Yeah, g'day, it's Matt Brett here. I'm the manager over at Tokal Dairy. It's a shame you couldn't be here to have a look around in person, but yeah, look, when you get here you'll be able to come over and do all the activities related to everything that happens on a commercial dairy farm. So we milk about 300 cows all year round. We've got some centre pivot irrigation, as you can see behind us here, about 40 hectares of centre pivots, and we've got about another 20 hectares of travelling irrigation. And then we've also got a fair bit of dry land country as well, where we rely on rainfall to grow pasture. We're quite fortunate here in this area. We've got a really good rainfall generally, and we can grow good pastures pretty much all year round. So we graze our cows all year round, and we grow corn silage through the summer, and then we can feed that back to them throughout the year. And we also grow lots of other pastures that we can also conserve to feed out as we need. So yeah, we hope to see you here, and yeah, you'll be able to get involved in all the activities on our dairy farm.
Tokal Dairy, milk around, depending on the time of the year, 6,000 to 9,000 litres of milk every day.
Here mixing up the daily ration for the cows. It's a protein and mineral based supplement, and we feed that with the cows twice a day when the cows come into the dairy, getting about 7 kilos per cow per day.
So here you can see our 15-a-side dairy where the cows are milked twice a day, and there's always students rostered on milking and dairy. From here the cows head out the laneway through our auto drafter, so if any cows need drafting off for animal health or hoof care, trimming, things like that, they'll get drafted off. If not, they go straight up the laneway and back to the paddock. And you can see here we've got our main laneways up the farm, and depending on which paddock they're going to, obviously will depend which way they're heading out. Nice short trip today to Tank Paddock, where we've got the cows just grazing on nice ryegrass pasture under one of our centre pivots.
Hi, my name's Justine. I'm one of the agronomy lecturers at Tokal, and looking forward to see you next year, where we'll take you through growing some crops, working out how to manage them, and take you through running some animal health programs and artificial breeding programs.
What are you checking on today, Justine?
Just checking on the health of the calves, seeing that they're all okay.
How do they look?
Nice and healthy. They're actually not scarring at all. They've got some good nutrition in front of them and some nice clean water.
Awesome. Are they getting supplementary fed, these ones?
They are a little bit, just some calf pellets and some hay.
So now we're going to head down the laneway and have a look at some silage being made. The paddock you're looking at here is ryegrass being turned into silage. So it's been cut with a mower conditioner, tedder raked, and now being windrowed, ready to be baled. So the windrow puts the silage into a nice confined row for the baler to come along and pick up. Also today we've got the forage harvester going, which you just saw that one of the trucks heading back to the pit where we're making pit silage with ryegrass as well. We like to have both round bale and pit silage for varying needs across the farm. So here we've got the round baler. This is a baler wrapper, so it will go along and pick those windrows up that you've just seen being put together. It will turn them into a round bale. The machine then puts the round bale to the rear of the implement and is wrapped with the plastic wrap, which is part of that ensiling process. So it traps air from the bale and stops it from decomposing, allowing us to effectively store that feed for quite a period of time. Now we're just heading back to the main campus to say thanks and goodbye from this year's students.
Thank you for coming to our virtual open day. Hope to see you soon.